Let's pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servant, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of the important trust in the Republic. Let your blessing descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, welfare of our country, and of those whose interest you have committed to our church. Amen. Next order.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
There is a communication from the chair. Honorable members, further to the communication made through the members page, I wish to remind you that the chairperson for Ethics and Corruption Commission, Bishop Dr. David Oginde, shall pay a courtesy call to members of the County Assembly today, 13th August 2024, in the auditorium from 11 a.m. The chairpersons for the respective committee are requested to make necessary arrangements concerning committee sittings that are scheduled to take place today between 11 to 12:30 p.m. You are all invited to the meeting. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, County Assembly of Nakuru. Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
No messages. Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
No notice of motion. Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
No statement.
Order number 8, motion.
There is a motion. Chairperson, Committee on Trade. Vice Chair.
Mr. Speaker, sir, my name is Cyrus Didandegwa, MCA for Mount Narok Ward, and Vice Chair for Trade Committee. And I'm here to give a motion that this House adopts the report of the Committee on Trade, Tourism, Cooperative and Planning on the inspection visit of Kehingo and Njoro Market in Njoro Sub-County, laid on the table of the Assembly on Tuesday, 6th August 2024, during the morning sitting. It is true, Mr. Speaker, the committee visited the 2 markets, that is in Njoro Sub-County, Kehingo Market, which is yet to be constructed, and also the Njoro Market. Mr. Speaker, in Kehingo Market, when we visited, the construction had not begun. It delayed by around 2 weeks. And may I take you through maybe some of the observations that we found in Kehingo Market. The committee made the following observations, findings in Kehingo Market. 1, that the market is an open air market, that there were improper record management of revenue collection in the market, The national government, through the Economic Stimulus Project, ESP, was in the process of constructing a new market by first preparing the ground through grading. However, the grader that was used in the site developed mechanical problems, resulting in the stalling of the project. That, according to the clerk of works whom the committee met at the site, the proposed new market project and the following facilities in its planned structure has the following in its planned structures. 1, the market will have a story building. 2, the market will have an ablution block. 3, the market will have a breastfeeding parlor. The market will also have ICT hub to cater for the Gen Z's interests. The market will have an open market. Number 5, that the proposed new market construction project will be funded by the national government, and therefore the project will be under the management and control of the national government. In short, the project in Kehingo, I believe it will help the people of Kehingo and all the communities in Kehingo, knowing that Kehingo has been prone to maybe ethnic clashes. We believe that the market will bring all the tribes together and maybe bring a peaceful coexistence between the members and the residents of Njoro sub-county. Mr. Speaker, we also visited Njoro Market, and the committee made the following observations and findings in Njoro Market. That the market was being managed by a committee comprised of seven members, led by the chairperson. That the current market was relatively small, consequently leading to congestion among the traders. That the new market did not have proper fencing, which may lead to unauthorized access, theft, and potential vandalism. Fencing facilities in controlling entry and exit points, enhancing overall security. That the market had no electricity connectivity, hampering with the traders' activities in the evening. That the market had inadequate security. That the market has only one security guard who is not sufficient in ensuring the safety of all traders. We had many observations, members, and you can go through with me using the digital facility that we have there. And I believe and I request all the members in this House to support this motion. Mr. Speaker, I support the motion. Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move the motion. Thank you.
So, Honorable Dida, you have to call for a seconder.
Yeah, Mheshimiwa Geru. Mheshimiwa Kamau, Geru Kamau. I've seen him. Where is he? If he's not there, Mheshimiwa Muna, please propose.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I second the motion.
So the motion is well seconded. And I now propose that this House adopts the report of the Committee on Trade, Tourism, Cooperative and Planning on the inspection of visit of Kehingo and Njoro markets in Njoro sub-county, laid on the table of this Assembly on Tuesday, 6th August 2024 during the morning sitting. The motion is open for debate. Honorable Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to applaud the Trade Committee for the report they've made on the two markets, the market at Kehingo and the one that we have at Njoro. I'm a member of that sub-county, and I want to thank the committee, and I'm very proud that the Vice Chair is also from my place. Mr. Speaker, we need those markets. For example, in Kehingo, if you ever visited Kehingo on a Sunday, the place is very, very crowded, and those who are doing the marketing business come very close to the road. And Mr. Speaker, that is an area that we can have accidents anytime. We've had accidents in the past. And therefore, I want to ask the committee to continue visiting those places. But however, The Vice Chair has already said the Kehingo market was in progress, but it has taken too long, Mr. Chairman, and therefore I urge the committee to continue revisiting that place to ensure that that market construction, as we talked this morning, I've passed through them, there was nothing that was going on. On the Njoro market, I am not sure which market they visited because I have not seen a construction of a market. So the chair should have told us whether they visited the existing market or the proposed market. So we are not sure which market they visited because the current market that is in Njoro, which was proposed for construction, has not begun because they are seemingly there could be an issue of the site. So maybe, Chair, when you respond, tell us which market you visited. This is the old market or the upcoming market that is proposed to be constructed at Njoro. However, Mr. Speaker, I support the motion. Thank you.
Honorable Gatuzo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the opportunity. I also take this opportunity to commend the Committee on Trade for doing quite a good job. Mr. Speaker, sir, I think this is the trajectory or way that we are supposed to follow because going by the unemployment opportunities or unemployment in this country, the only way that we can be able to salvage our people in getting job opportunity, Mr. Speaker, is to ensure that we operationalize this market or we have an idea on how to come up with this market so that our people can be able to get employment. For example, Mr. Speaker, sir, for those that will be allocated a market space, they will be able to sell their produce from there, and also for those who will be able to transport this produce from one point to another. For example, from the farm to the market, I believe it is a creation of job opportunity in a way, and also for those who will be given an opportunity either to load or offload this produce to offload this produce at the market. I believe it is a creation of job in a way, Mr. Speaker, sir. Also, Mr. Speaker, sir, it expands the niche whereby we will be able to diversify or expand our farm produce from a farm and we'll be able to transport this farm to the market. So it is a way of creating employment for our farmers, happening that there is certainty of where they can be able to sell or they can be able to take their farm produce to, and that is the market, Mr. Speaker, sir. So I believe going with this, Mr. Speaker, sir, we'll be able to reduce unemployment, and that is what we are focusing so that we can be able to incorporate and also ensure our people get earning for their survival at the end of the day. Mr. Speaker, sir, I support this motion, happening that it will be able to bring a positive impact within our society in one way or the other. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Mheshimiwa Koros.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity to contribute to this motion. I stand to support the motion that the Committee on Trade brought in, and the visit to the two markets in Njoro and Kehingo. I come from the same sub-county, and I applaud the committee for the recommendations that they have. The Kehingo market, Mr. Speaker, is an important market that brings together a number of communities living around that area. Mr. Speaker, sir, I hope the contractor that has been given the work will speed it up so that the communities can benefit early. As it is now, the project is not going on because of a number of reasons, but it should be speeded up, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, Kehingo benefits, the Kehingo market benefits directly the members of my ward. So once complete, I know the problems that my people have and those of Kehingo will be solved. I also believe the allocation of the stalls in that particular market will be shared so that it can bring in harmony in that particular place. In Kihingo, we've been having an open market all along, and this open market has been carried out even up to the roadside, which brings in a lot of danger to our people who are doing that business, especially on Sundays. So when you pass through the place, you find that the market normally is very congested. The road leading to Mount Narok, sometimes, Mr. Speaker, is occupied by people who are selling their wares. And if you can recall, Mr. Speaker, there was a time people were killed in Londiani. You remember the Londiani incident, where a number of people were killed because of selling items just on the roadside. This Kihingo market now, because it is well set on our side, it will help solve the problem. At the same time, it will save the life of our people. Mr. Speaker, sir, because I heard, and from the recommendations of the committee, that this market will solve the kind of animosity that used to exist around that area on tribal issues. Because these communities now will be expected to be doing rotation, I hope sooner than later we shall also have a similar market in Mauche, so that those communities practicing this one will also be moving to Mauche. They will also be moving to Maunara one time, so it can be, Mr. Speaker, sir, be spread across that region, and I'm sure the communities will do business harmoniously without any problem. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have a very rich area around there agriculturally. Members of the various communities that we have will have a place where to sell their food groups in a good way, and I believe they will also get good return for the investment that they are having, because a number of people from the county will be visiting there to buy items. The greatest worry, Mr. Speaker, sir, at this particular time is that our farmers are being exploited, especially the potato farmers. When you go to Kihingo, especially on Sunday, you find that farmers who use a lot of money to produce the commodity are selling that commodity in an extended bag. When you look at it, it is like a double sack. When they are selling, the 50 kilo sack is extended with another one, and that one is considered as a one bag. And this is actually some kind of exploitation, and I believe the law should be enforced so that the farmers may not be overexploited. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Kihingo market again is well situated, just outside the center, though I have a concern where I hope the engineers and all the experts have undertaken due care, so that in future we may not have any problem. What I'm saying is that where the market has been located, because of the history that I know, being a resident of that area, has been a flat bath. Water from the higher side have been crossing through that region to join River Ndarugu somewhere. So I hope all the experts, all the concerned stakeholders took due diligence before the commencement of the project, so that should there be heavy rains on the upper part of Mau, especially from my ward, the people will not have problems around there. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I stand to support the motion. I stand to support the market, and both in Kihingo and in Njoro, because it is going to help our people sell their items and or whatever foodstuffs that they have. Mr. Speaker, sir, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. Honorable Chair Welfare.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I also want to thank the Committee on Trade for the work well done, and also to commend the issue of the construction of the market, and especially, Mr. Speaker, the proposed market of Kihingo. The new construction, Mr. Speaker, I've seen it is funded by the national government, and therefore we want to thank the national government for also considering the construction in Nakuru County. Mr. Speaker, this is in line with the agenda of the government on the issue of uplifting the women, and also the issue of bottom-up transformative economy, Mr. Speaker. So we want to thank them, and also to applaud them for considering the good plans for the market. I can see, Mr. Speaker, they have considered women, especially the proposed construction of the breastfeeding parlor, which will ensure that the women in the market, Mr. Speaker, have space for breastfeeding their infants in privacy and comfort. This is good to be emulated also by the county government, and ensure that we have such facilities for the women. We proposed even in the county assembly that we ensure that we have such facilities, and it should be emulated even in various places, workplace, Mr. Speaker. So I really want to thank on that issue, the issue of the construction, as also the ICT hub, which is it will improve on the issues of technology. That is the issue of technology. That will also offer the issues of digital services, and also the access of internet. We realize that currently, Mr. Speaker, we are going digital, and this will ensure also the farmers are able to sell their produce through online, and also they have the effective trainings for their produce, Mr. Speaker. That is good, because we are emulating the modern technology, which is also quite okay. Mr. Speaker, sir, the issues that have been stated here by the committee are quite okay, and we also want to support them for the good work. We ensure that they go around and ensure that they do the site visit to various markets which need improvement, such improvement also. So I really want to support the committee, and I support this motion. Thank you.
Honorable Anna Maitha.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to rise and give my views on the current motion. I rise to support the motion. As a member of the Trade Committee, we were able to have an opportune time with members of Njoro Ward and Kihingo Ward. I want to emphasize on one of the recommendations that we made as a committee, and that is enhancing security for the women. Mr. Speaker, sir, if you look at the facts and the figures, in our markets, we have 95% of them are women. And the little time we got to interact with the committee in Njoro Ward for the market, the Njoro Ward market, one of the issues that they raised is that they have insecurity within the market. The women rise at 5:30 a.m. to offload some of the farm produce, and they leave as late as 10 p.m. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to bring to notify the House that at 5:30 a.m. and in a market where they don't have street lights and no security, Mr. Speaker, sir, if you can envision that our women are really working under fear of being robbed, being kidnapped, being killed, even at 10 p.m. in the evening, Mr. Speaker, sir, it's pitch dark. And our women have to work so that they can provide for their family, Mr. Speaker, sir. And not just for their family, but also the revenue that we get as Nakuru County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to, I've seen our chair of the security. Mr. Speaker, sir, we need to have an engagement with the national government when it comes to the security of women in Nakuru. If you look at today's headlines on the Nation newspaper, they have a very pertinent article on the women of Nakuru. They are asking, Mr. Speaker, sir, who is killing the women of Nakuru? If at all, Mr. Speaker, sir, in a market like Njoro Ward, there is no street lights. There is no police enforcement. There is only one city council that is doing all the work within the 8 hours period in the market, Mr. Speaker, sir. And therefore, I would like to challenge the national government, the same way we protect the businesses during protest. In Nakuru, Mr. Speaker, sir, we have 1 million women. And the national government, I want to challenge our CS, Kithure Kindiki, provide an urgent police enforcement in Nakuru County to protect the women of Nakuru. We have 1 million women in Nakuru, and right now, Mr. Speaker, it's like we've become endangered. Left, right, every week you hear a woman was kidnapped, a woman was raped, a woman was killed, Mr. Speaker, sir. Even in our market, I'd like to also challenge the county enforcement that in every market between 5:30 a.m. and 7 a.m., we should have police patrol. Even at night after 6 p.m. in every market in Nakuru County, let's have police patrol, Mr. Speaker, sir, so that we can ensure that our women, when they're coming in the morning, they feel safe to work. Even at night, Mr. Speaker, sir, as they close their businesses, they will also feel that this is a county that is concerned about their security. Because, Mr. Speaker, sir, most of the revenue we get in Nakuru, it's produced by women. And if the money, most of the revenue is produced by women, then the women, we demand that the police enforcement and security is enhanced for us, for our women, for our girls as they go to school, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I hope the implementation committee will follow up on the recommendations that we've made as a committee, most especially on the women, Mr. Speaker. I'm a nominated member of County Assembly representing the women. And right now, Mr. Speaker, sir, the voices are crying out. Like this week, Mr. Speaker, the last week, Mr. Speaker, we've lost 3 women because of the lack of security. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I would like to plead with the House to support the report so that we can ensure that the security of women in our markets is enhanced. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Ali Hassan, you have been mentioned. So let me give you 2 minutes and then Honorable Moraya. Then we move to the other side.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, the Speaker of the Day. I know it's very unfortunate that we are having this spate of killings around the county. For the last 3 days, I've been following up on the issues of killing of women, and whatever the report that is in our midst today, the issue of the the markets around the county, more so the one in Kihingo and Njoro markets. I want to agree with Mheshimiwa Ann Wamaitha that that the victims, or rather people who are being killed, are women, and women, we all know that women work in markets around the county. So I just want to call upon the security agencies to pull up their games, because they say women are the backbone of society, and whatever we are witnessing, the killings that is ongoing, then that means at the end of the day we are not going to have any society. So as the chair of Security and Governance Committee at the Assembly, I just want to inform or rather call upon the security agencies to look up into this matter urgently, so that we can know, I mean, the root cause of why all these killings are happening these days. Because, Mr. Speaker, on Friday, there was a killing that was reported here in Nakuru town. There was also a killing that was reported on Saturday in Bahati. Yesterday again, there was a killing that was reported in Rongai, where I come from. So, Mr. Speaker, it is very important that we call upon the security agencies to make sure that these killings comes to an end, and the perpetrators of these killings are brought to book, so that we can have a society that respects women and make sure that our women are safe. So, Mr. Speaker, I also want to join other members in support of this report, that we should have these markets all over the county. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. And I want to raise, and I'm not in support of this motion. When I've gone through the observations from the committee, Mr. Speaker, and the cry from Honorable Wamaitha about the insecurity on our women, I raised to oppose. And again, also, I raised to oppose on this one thing, that the market has inadequate sanitation facilities or toilets. The second thing, that there is no security rights. The third thing, the septic tank is full, and the market has no means of emptying the septic tank. So I raised to oppose the motion, because the committee ought to have recommended for a quick response by the executive the closure of the market, because they are selling foodstuffs in a market that is full of health hazards, not even security, the health hazards. So I raised to oppose on grounds that the committee observed, and they are very serious, Mr. Speaker. You cannot sell foodstuff where there is no water, there is no sanitation, septic tank is full, there is no mean. The market is managed by a committee of 7, so it's not a county government facility, so to speak, or to ask. We can ask the committee to recommend on the closure of this market for the executive to expedite the proper or the good cleanliness in our markets. Security is another issue. Mr. Speaker, like today, it's a market day. And I want to tell you, these women and men who go to this market woke up at 3 a.m. So you cannot expose our women in this kind of threat, yet you are telling us that you are working and you are making sure that people have security. And the chairman, I think, is chairman security committee. I think he's one of these committee who I expected him to have recommended that there must be street rights. There is emergency funds that ought to have been used. This market has been existing. It's not a new market. So we have had other governments that have been there, but they have been closing their eyes. So, Mr. Speaker, as an honest person, as a man who believes in good governance and security for our people, I raise to oppose this motion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Kanyere.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I want to rise to support this motion, being a member of Trade Committee. First and foremost, to the last speaker, I just want to tell him you don't just oppose because you just read the recommendation of the committee. It is not the duty of the committee to implement whatever he's suggesting. But as a committee, we took upon ourselves, we visited the market, and we recommended. And just to take him through what we recommended, one of the recommendation, we said that the county government should construct additional toilets to the market. It's not that the market doesn't have toilets, but there's no sufficient toilet facility. Also, one of the recommendations that we recommended about water, it's not that the market doesn't have supply of water, but it needs sufficient supply of water. Mr. Speaker, sir, we can negate the issue of the committee if we dwell so much on the security, because it is the duty of the county government to provide security light to the market and to provide an enabling environment for the trade people to flourish or to do their business. So it is just fair to the committee to support this recommendation that the committee have recommended to the county government. And just to say, it is so unfair to the business people of Njoro, whereby to us as a committee, we found that they needed to be supported more. It is not the business of the county government just to collect revenue and not to give back to the traders. So our recommendations, we did not spare the executive. We recommended what was supposed to be done. So I just want to urge my fellow member to support this report so that the recommendation can be taken serious, and we need to have the measures being taken. So I just want to say that I am in support of these reports, and also to join my other members to say about the security issue. The security issue is just come to my attention that we've lost a lot of women. That is another matter. Apart from these reports, I want to join them and say that it's so saddening to see that our women are being killed. And as a society, we just have to stand with the women and support that the government, not even the national or the county government, but the government collectively, to provide security measures for our people, not only women, but also all people, because matter security, Mr. Speaker, sir, touches across the gender. So I want to say that as a government, we need to provide an enabling environment for people to do their businesses in Njoro. Going back to the report, Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to say that the national government, through the ESP program, they have provided funds for, I can see the member of Kihingo walking in, and we are discussing about the Kihingo market. they are providing a conducive environment for Kehingo people, in that currently the Kehingo people, they are doing their trade along the road, and that is very dangerous, whereby during the market days, there is a likelihood whereby people can be knocked down by vehicles. So I want to echo the national government for providing funds for the ESP markets and to provide the environment for the market to Kehingo people. To Njoro, where we went to Njoro, there was a question that was asked about, is it the new market or the existing market? We went to the existing market, and indeed, out of the recommendation that we've recommended, Mr. Speaker, sir, we said that they need to be provided more spaces for traders of sugarcane and cabbage traders, because we found it that there are a lot of traders who are doing their business in that market, but there is a little bit congestion. And also the stalls that are there. Mr. Speaker, so I want to say during these short rains, the roofs, they are leaking roofs. So we recommended to the county government to provide a good environment whereby the roof for that market can be redone and the rain cannot affect those people who are doing their business. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, in a nutshell, I just want to say that I'm supporting the report and to urge other members to support this report so that the recommendation can see the light of the day. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Robert, then the last person will be Honorable Royce, and then I'll call them over to reply.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support the motion and to thank the Committee of Trade. I'm a member, and I thank the members of the Trade Committee for the good job done. Mr. Speaker, visiting Kehingo and Njoro Market and giving these good and proper recommendations ought to be supported by not only the members of the committee, but whole House, in order to give good services to our people down there, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is I regret the killings which is witnessed in our markets in the entire country, Mr. Speaker. And by following this good recommendation from the committee, especially the security issue, it will definitely, the killings will definitely come to an end. Let me also, Mr. Speaker, thank the national government for the ESP markets. This definitely will give opportunities not only to our women, sisters, aunties, and daughters, but also the other Kenyans in general, Mr. Speaker. And it will curb the job opportunities which are not, which is scarce in our country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I only want to support the motion. Thank you so much.
Honorable Lois.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for allowing me to make my submission to this report. And first of all, I want to support the report and commend the Trade Committee for a work well done. I only rise on one finding by the committee. As a member of the Finance Committee, I feel concerned. The committee found out that there is no proper record keeping as far as revenue collection is concerned. And I am wondering, you know, that finding, the way it has been put by the committee, is a bit ambiguous. It is not clear. If there is no proper management of revenue collection and keeping of record, then I'm wondering what the committee exactly found out. Did you find, I'm wondering whether they found any revenue being collected, and if so, how was it being collected, so that they arrived at that conclusion that there was no proper management and collection of revenue from both markets. Maybe you can allow me, Mr. Speaker, sir, even to recommend to the Finance Committee, because they are the ones mandated as far as revenue collection for the county is concerned, to visit the same market and find out how revenue is collected and how that revenue, once collected, how it is managed. Maybe they can even go further and find out, once revenue is collected, I mean, where does it go? Does it, could it be a possibility that some of the money collected goes into the pocket of some individuals? Maybe the Finance Committee can go further and find out. And as well, going to the recommendations concerning the same issue, I would, rather than the Trade Committee placing that recommendation for implementation generally to the county government, they should place that recommendation for implementation to the Finance Department to avoid that long bureaucracy. You place that recommendation to the Finance Department, it is the one that is mandated with revenue collection, so that they can expedite and implement it to ensure that there is no possibility of the loss of revenue. And I think in the same breath, you should also give them a timeline to implement that. Don't just leave it open. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Royce. Royce, the mover. Mover.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me once again this opportunity. I come here again to thank all members for their positive support to this report, and all members of trade committees, thank you for your cooperation. We have done, I believe we have done a good job, and especially supporting this motion today. Maybe just to respond on one or two things. We believe Kehingo market is among the first markets that are newly built in this country. And it is true, we went there. They have just started. This will not be our last maybe report concerning the Kehingo market. We shall still again visit until its completion. I beg and I request all members to support this motion, with the fact that we have also noted some of the challenges and some of the points that you have noted, especially in terms of security of our women in those markets. About the revenue collection, we challenge the Finance Committee to also visit those places, and not only in Njoro, but all the revenue collection centers within our county, so that maybe we can be like Moranga, whereby they had their own source revenue up to almost $1 billion. We shall be happy to find Nakuru County at the top in terms of revenue collection, and that one is mandated to the maybe the Finance Committee. To all members, thank you, and I beg all of us to support this motion and this report. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Dida. I now put it to question that this House adopt the report of the Committee on Trade, Tourism, Cooperative and Planning on the inspection of visit of Kehingo and Njoro markets in Njoro sub-county, laid on the table of the Assembly on Tuesday, 6th August 2024 during the morning sitting. May those of the same opinion say aye. Aye. May those of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, next order.
Mr. Speaker, those are the orders of the sitting.
This House stands adjourned till today, 2:30 p.m.